Oh, and I have a new toy to show you. It's a handy little tool, and it'd be very handy for someone who does not have the room for a compressor. Right then, I have my absolute nemesis on the lathe. Everybody has a Nemesis type of wood when they're turning, and mine is holly. I have never been able to get a holly bowl to finish without it cracking. Right, now we get on with this straight away. Right, so round it off first. Right, and I don't like the shape of this, so I'm going to change that. Right. It already has cracks in it because it's me and it's holly. I'm cutting the wrong direction here just to get it round. But we're going to totally change the shape of this because that's a horrible shape. I have an awful habit of when I'm using holly, I just turn it into a ball. I'm not too pushed about the shape and stuff like that, and that's because I really don't like turning it. But that's just me being lazy. Right. So I'm going to change the shape of this, turn it into a nice bowl. Like, I'm going to curve it more there, put a little foot on it. Right. Do one of those little pull foots that I like. Now we start refining the shape. I'm still not too worried about finished cuts or anything because I know I've got cracks to fill, so I'm not super pushed about finished cuts or anything. I just want to give myself a shape. So as I said, I don't like the shape of this one, but that was just me being lazy because it's holly. As I said, it's always been my nemesis when I'm turning. It's holly. Right, and I don't know why, I just cannot for the life of me get one to turn without a crack in it, and I never have been able to. Right. I want to turn this bit in as well, up the top here. It's, as I said, I want to totally change the shape of this because it's just me being lazy. Get that little bump out of it, and then we go filling those cracks, and then we'll get a finish on it. A finished cut anyway. But this isn't going to be a long turning or a long video or anything because it's a small little bowl. But it's just me and holly. Right. So we have a crack down there, and we have two cracks there. Of course, it's holly. Right, thin CA, and I'm going to use sawdust from the bandsaw. If there's ever cracks in something, I try not to just hide them. I'll try and use them, like I won't say as a feature, but as something to watch. Not to mention the fact it's a crack in something, I don't want to pretend there isn't to somebody who buys it. Now, holly stains like crazy, so the first thing I'm going to do is put some sanding sealer here and here to stop the wood actually staining. Right, so I'll just throw that on, let it dry, and I'll be right back. Right then, I got those filled, so now we'll get on this finish cut, which will just be side beveling it gently. Find that corner a bit as well. It's still not smooth there. Once I get this done, I can start hollowing it. Oh, and I have a new toy to show you. It's a handy little tool, and it'd be very handy for someone who does not have the room for a compressor. I'm going to push this a little bit at the front here. Just wanted to make that curve a little slight bit more. There's a little bump there. Right then, let's sand that and I'll be right back. Right then, just finishing up on the wax off. The finish is lovely on it, but it's just me and Holly for some reason. If anybody has a nemesis of a wood like I do with Holly, just drop it down in the comments. It'll make an interesting conversation. But me, it's definitely Holly. Takes a finish beautifully, like. And there's some lovely markings in this. Where the cracks are, there's some nice markings. Right then, now we'll hollow this out and get it finished. Right then, now I actually don't want to go too thin on this. I actually want to keep this quite chunky. We get it hollowed out a bit and then we'll do the finished cut. Just there, I can go in a bit more. So same as with the outside, I just want to get the shape in, fill those cracks, and then I will worry about finished cuts. Yeah, there's enough thickness there for the cut. Right, so I'm going to fill those cracks again with sawdust of a different type of wood so that they can be clearly seen. Not worried about staining on the inside because I'm going to take a half decent cut off this to get a finished cut on it. Right then, let that dry. So I'll be back in a sec. Right then, let's get this finished. So a quick cut on the rim. Because I want to check those cracks on the rim. Are they filled? They are. and there isn't a crack. It doesn't go all the way to the rim there. Now then, hang on a minute. I've seen something there. No, it must have been saying things. Right, now, a very, very light finish cut here. I think I might be slightly too high there. Get that finish cut the way I want it. Much better. Right, this gives me a chance to show you this new tool. Right. For people who don't have a compressor, I don't have the room for a compressor, I bought this little yoke on Temu. Right, Michelle was buying some stuff and she had one of those things that get your money off, so I actually got this for £5. And it's a great little yoke for blowing stuff out. Right. And it's actually quite a powerful little yoke, right? Now you can set it by holding that, right? It'll go on 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, right? You can turn it off, or you can push that bottom one for a turbo, right? And it comes with 3 heads. There's that one, and the one I have on it. Handy little yoke for if you don't have the room for a compressor and you need to blow stuff out, right? Like, it doesn't bring up any pressure as such, but it does have a pretty powerful blow on it. As you can see the way there, it's moving the material on that. So it does have a powerful little blow. A handy little yoke for somebody who doesn't have a compressor, right? And that's the type I got. There's 3 or 4 different types on it, but I got the KBL 18. Right, so as I said, handy little yoke for someone who doesn't have room for a compressor. Now I just want to negative rake scrape that a little bit. Too low. Yeah, that is good. There's a little tool mark just there I can't get with the gouge, so I might as well use the negative rake on it. Make it easy. Now it's only out here that I need the negative rake, but I'm going to do in there because I want the same sanding base when I start sanding. If you leave different sanding bases, you can give yourself some grief when you're sanding. So if you negative rake one part, negative rake the whole thing. There we go, that's much better. Right, okay, the sander finish the inside of that. Right, then just finishing buffing the wax off. It's quite okay inside for Holly. There's some colours in it, the cracks are there, but that's all we can do with it. Right, I have been asked to show the vacuum chuck again. Right, so I will. Right, so we'll set up for taking the base off this and I'll be back in a second. Right then, the vacuum chuck. Now, I'm not going to go into how I made this because there's already a video on it. I'll leave a link up there and a link below. Right. I was just asked to show it again if I would. Right, so basically, that's the center mark from when I turned this ball first. I'm going to use that just to line it up. It makes it very easy to line up. If you do that, right, I'll turn the vacuum pump on. If you have a vacuum chamber, there is no reason for you not to have a vacuum chuck. You have the most important part, which is the vacuum pump. And they're really easy to make. And it makes finishing the bottoms of bowls so easy. Right, what I'm going to use is a little 3/8 bowl gouge. Alright, keep the speed around between 500 and 600. Right. I'm just going to eat away at the foot, going inwards as much as I can. Right. Now that I'm in there, I'm going to start out here on the rim and just take one or two cuts. Going across. Just to make sure I'm sitting on the rim of the bowl and nowhere else. Right, we can make that neater. Right. Then I'm going to use a little spindle gouge to take out the rest of the foot. Leave the tail sock up for as long as I can. Right. Then take the tail sock away. Vacuum chuck will hold it. And take away the rest of the foot gently. And we get a finish cook on across it. Right, check I'm curved in. I am. Now I'll just stand and finish that. So I'll do that and I'll give you a better look at it. Right, there we have it. A nice little 7.5 by 3 holly bowl. Nothing fantastic or strange or difficult about it apart from, as I said, it is my nemesis. This wood is. The cracks feel pretty okay actually. There's that one and there's those two. So if you enjoyed that or got anything out of it, if you wouldn't mind clicking like on the video, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next one.